Hey, this is Dr. Dave Martin, your success coach. And on today's episode of the Dave Martin Podcast, we're going to dive into two powerful questions that came straight from you. We're calling these next few weeks, Ask Dr. Dave. These are questions that came from you. First question is, what do you do when you want to build wealth, but you're stuck living paycheck to paycheck? I'm going to give you some practical strategies and a couple of mind-shifting wisdom keys that are going to help you move from surviving to thriving. And then we're going to talk about trust. How do you build it? How do you build trust with a client? What makes people follow you, believe in you, stay loyal to you? I'm breaking down the habits and the decisions that create influence, and it's all happening today. So let's jump in, subscribe, like, and let's grow together.
Welcome to the Dave Martin Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Dave Martin Podcast, a place where we build wisdom, we create our own economy, and we unlock the success that God has destined for you to walk in. I'm glad you're here today. And real quick, before we jump in, make sure that you like, subscribe, make sure you follow, make sure you share, all those kind of things so you're the first to know when a new podcast comes out, and help me get the word out to others. Seriously, it helps us get the message out to thousands of people every week, and even more with your help. We're trying to get our subscribers up so that the messages and the wisdom that we're sharing can have an even greater impact. And I'd love for you to be a part of spreading wisdom all around the world. Now, today we're kicking off something brand new. It's a little series. I'm just going to call it Ask Dr. Dave. How's that? These next few episodes, people are always sending me in questions and emails, DMs. And so I'm going to take a few of those questions and I'm going to answer them in this, some of the best ones in this series. So today I'm going to answer two powerful questions that I believe are going to help a lot of people. So let's jump into the first one. What advice do you give someone who wants to build wealth, but is living right now paycheck to paycheck? Well, let me start by saying living paycheck to paycheck is not a life sentence. It's just a starting point. And where you start has nothing to do with where God can take you. Listen, I've been broke. I've been behind. I've sat at the kitchen table with a pile of bills and not enough income in the other pile that I had, and I learned something powerful on that journey. Your financial condition may describe you today, but your decisions can redefine you tomorrow. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck right now, the biggest temptation is to think that wealth is out of your reach. How could I ever get there? But hear me, wealth doesn't start with money, it starts with mindset. So before you ever manage dollars, you're going to have to learn how to manage your decisions. And before you can ever grow your income, you've got to grow your thinking. Maybe you've heard the book, Think and Grow Rich. Money is a magnifier. It multiplies who you already are. Money just makes you more of who you are. So before money can grow, you have to grow. And here's a little truth that changed my life. If you don't master money at the level that you're at right now, money will never take you to the next level. It'll just expose you. So let me give you 3 shifts that will take you from stuck, paycheck to paycheck, to building wealth. Number 1, shift from survival mode to strategy mode. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, survival becomes your default rhythm. You're thinking week in and week out, week to week, instead of wisdom to wisdom. But you can't build wealth with a survival mindset. You build wealth with strategy. Strategy asks different questions. Survival says, how do I get through this month? Strategy asks, how do I get ahead next year? Survival says, I hope it all works out. Strategy says, let me create a plan that forces things to work out. Here's the simplest starting point. Know where your money is going. Most people don't have a money problem. They have a mystery problem. Their money disappears into the unknown. They don't know where it's going. Every dollar needs an assignment before it ever arrives. If you want to go from pressure to progress, you've got to give your money purpose. I kind of start with three buckets or three folders, or my essentials, those are my needs, elimination, that's my debt, and elevation, that's the future. Even if all you can put in elevation is $5, it's where I'm going, my future, do it. Start somewhere. Start training your mindset to build, not just survive. And when your mindset shifts, your money will start to follow. Wealth doesn't start with an amount. It starts with alignment, getting your thinking aligned. Second thing, build seasonal sacrifice into your life. Oh, not sacrifice. We got to talk about that. There's seasons in life where comfort can't be the goal. Growth has to be the goal. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you may need a season of intentional sacrifice. Not forever, not for life. It's not a life sentence, but for a season. And hear me, sacrifice isn't punishment. It's an investment. One of the most important decisions I ever made was to create what I call a sacrifice season. 3 to 6 months where I temporarily cut things, paused things, delayed things, not because I couldn't afford them, but because I was building something bigger. If you want tomorrow to look different than today, if you want tomorrow to look different, you've got to be willing to be uncommon today. People who build wealth make decisions today that other people won't make, so that tomorrow they can live the way that others can't live. Maybe you got to cut a subscription, not Netflix. Oh, maybe you got to stop eating out. Maybe you got to put up a side skill, pick up a side skill that adds value, not more hours of exhaustion, but more hours of elevation. Wealth builders don't trade more time for money. They trade more wisdom for money. Comfort will give you today. Discipline will give you tomorrow. And let me give you one more. Number 3, increase your value before you increase your income. Increase your value. This right here is where most people get stuck. They think income is the first step, but income is the result, not the source. Your values create your income. Solving problems. If you want to earn more, you've got to become more. One of the wisest things Solomon ever said was wisdom is better than silver or gold. Why? Because wisdom is what creates silver and gold. That means if you want to grow if you grow in wisdom, your earnings, the more you learn, the more you earn. You ever heard that? Your earning potentials grow with you. A lot of times it's who you become. Who I became on my way to my first million. When I lost it all, that's how I got back again, because it's who I became. It's the growth. So ask yourself, what skill can I learn that would add value to my job, to my business? What problems can I solve? Money's not a mystery. Money is a reward for solving problems. If you don't like what you're getting paid, find some different problems to solve. What problems can I solve that people would pay me for? How about this? What knowledge do I have that could become a course? Coaching, consulting. You're one skill away from living at a whole different level. You're one mindset away from a whole different income. You're one decision away from an incredibly different future. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, don't just chase money, chase mastery. When you get better, everything connected to you gets better. And here's another one. Stop saying one day and start saying day one. Stop saying one day, I'm going to do one day, and say, nope, today. Today. Most people delay wealth because they delay action. They never get started. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect job, the perfect income, the perfect opportunity. Let me help you. Wealth isn't built in perfect conditions. Wealth is built with consistent conditions. Small steps compounded over time create big results. So you don't need a miracle. You need a method. Start today. Set a small weekly savings goal. Like I said, put $5 in that folder, in that bucket. Track your spending. Spend 10 minutes learning, getting financial wisdom. Read for 10 minutes some financial wisdom every single day. I've got some great coaching programs you can grab a hold of that would help you. Our Millionaire Mindset one is really good. Listen to a podcast, a wealth building podcast once a week. Create a new idea, a new income idea once a month. Those are just a few simple things. Do something today is all I'm saying. Not one day, day one. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Because if you can't manage 100, you're not going to magnetize 1,000. Okay? Final thought. Here you go. Living paycheck to paycheck may feel like a prison, but let's look at it like a classroom. It's teaching you discipline, strategy, clarity, wisdom. All those are the very things that wealthy people have already mastered. So you don't get wealthy when you have more money. You get wealthy when you have more wisdom. And the moment you shift from surviving to strategizing, from spending to stewarding, from wishing to working, your entire financial world will begin to change. Your paycheck may be small right now, but your potential is not. Okay, I believe in you. Wealth doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your mind, and it starts in your wisdom. Bible said it's the principal thing. All right. Whoever sent that question, I hope that helped you today. And if you're listening, thinking, Dave, I needed that. Well, good. That's what these questions are. They're real questions that came from you. Life is real, but wisdom gives us strategies to rise out of survival and into a place of abundance. Okay. Second question. Question number 2, how do you build trust with a client? Okay, that's a good question. You say, I don't have clients, but I promise you'll find a couple strategies in this next couple of minutes. Trust is the currency of business. You can have the best ideas, the sharpest branding, the coolest website, the biggest vision, but if people don't trust you, they won't follow you. They won't buy from you. They won't stay with you. In business and in life, trust is not something that you demand. Trust is something that you earn. It's something that you demonstrate. Let me go ahead and say something right up front. You don't build trust with a client by trying to impress them. I think you build trust by choosing to invest in them. Clients may buy your product once, but they stay because of the relationship. People don't stay loyal to companies. They stay loyal to people. So when it comes to building trust, let me give you 3 major principles that have worked in my life, in my business, my ministry, and in every coaching relationship that I've ever had. Okay, before I jump into the mechanics, here's one of my favorite wisdom keys, okay? Doesn't take a lot of keys to start your car, just takes the right key. Here's the key. Trust is built in layers, but it can be lost in seconds. And that's why we treat it with intentionality. Well, we just hopefully we think about it. It's not an accident. Okay, number 1, be consistent, not occasional. If you want trust, you have to be predictable in the right areas. Consistency is one of the most underrated character traits in leadership and in business. Clients trust consistency more than they trust charisma. You can have, I got all the charisma, but if you're not consistent, clients trust reliability more than a nice resume. Clients trust what they experience, not even what you promise. I tell leaders all the time, consistency creates credibility. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers, but you do need to show up the same way every single time. Same attitude, same excellence, same follow through, same integrity. If you say you're going to do it, do it. If you say you're going to send something, send it. If you say you'll finish by Friday, finish by Friday, not next Tuesday, I'm dealing with a company right now. Told me they'd have something in 6 weeks. It's been about 4 months. You think I'm going to use them again? I don't think so. When you're consistent, you teach people they can relax. They can relax around you. One of the greatest gifts that you can give a client is the gift of certainty, the confidence that when you say something, they don't have to wonder if you really meant it. I got a guy I know, boy, I tell you, nicest guy, funnest guy to be around. Great. Don't trust him. If he says the sky's blue, I don't believe it. I mean, but he's a lot of fun. He's a blast, but he's not consistent. You don't trust him to get anything done. People trust what is stable, and your consistency becomes their confidence. Second thing, add value before you ask for value. Nothing builds trust like generosity. When you give value before you ask for anything in return, you prove two things. Number one, you prove that you're not desperate. And number two, that you're here to help, not just to get paid. I'm going to add value. Yeah, I'm going to get paid, but I'm going to add value. Whether you're in the marketplace, whether you're in ministry, the principle is the same. People don't trust takers, they trust givers. I taught my son this. He had a little business this summer. I told him, I said, if you know someone's a giver, never negotiate with a giver. You'll always end up better on the other side. It happened to me one time. I started negotiating with this guy, ended up with less. And I taught him that one client that he went to this summer, they had a little pressure washing company. I said, don't negotiate. He's a giver. Don't negotiate with the giver. Say, hey, I'll take care of this and whatever you feel is fair. Well, after it was all said and done, I said, what would you have charged to do that? He said, I'd have charged about $350. I said, how much did he give you? He said, he gave me $750. Just add value. When I meet a new client, an advisor, partner, business leader, I'm not thinking about what can I get from them. My first thought is, how can I add value to them? You can ask anyone I've ever worked with. They'll tell you it's true. I'm always there to give first. Whoever gives first wins. What problem can I solve? What insight can I offer? What connection can I make? How can I've connected people before they ever did anything for me. I've connected people that never did anything for me, but I'm not worried. They're not the one that brings my return. I trust God. That's the good thing about having a business partner like God. When you solve a problem before they've even hired you, when you give wisdom before they've even paid you, when you serve without asking for anything, you build trust faster than any marketing plan could ever do. Because here's the truth. Value creates visibility, and visibility creates trust. People trust the person who made their life easier, not the person who tried to make a sale. And by the way, adding value doesn't always mean giving away your whole system, okay? Sometimes it's just giving perspective. Sometimes it's asking the right questions. Sometimes it's offering one step that simplifies their entire process. Serve with sincerity, not strategy. Believe me, people can tell the difference, okay? Be honest. Number 3, be honest, even when it costs you. Honesty is the foundation of trust. But not just the honesty that tells the truth. I'm talking about the honesty that tells the hard truth sometimes. Clients don't need a hype man. They need a truth teller. I've sat across the table from CEOs, entrepreneurs, pastors, business owners who are paying me well to coach them. And I've had to say things that they didn't want to hear. And do you know what happened? Their respect went up, not down. It was only the people I gave free advice to that got upset. Why? Honesty's rare. Listen, honesty's rare. And rare things are valuable. I would much rather someone be honest with me. I just tell me how it is. Don't sugarcoat it. I'm paying you because I want to get better. I don't want you just to make me feel good. A client will forgive your mistake long before they'll forgive your dishonesty. People can feel transparency, and they can feel when you're aligned. They can feel when you're telling the truth, even though it may be uncomfortable. Trust grows where truth flows. I want to write that down. Might want to tweet that or something, or exit, whatever you call it nowadays. Trust grows where truth flows. If you want long-term clients, be the person who tells them what they need to hear, not just what they want to hear. And let me give you one more. Communicate clearly and frequently. This is real important. Uncertainty destroys trust. See, this company I was just talking about, I keep having to reach out to them to ask, when is this going to be ready? When is this? Not them giving me feedback. So I have all kind of uncertainty. I don't mind delays. I don't mind challenges. I don't mind setbacks. I do not like silence. Silence creates fear. Silence creates suspicion. Silence creates distance. So here's the rule. Communicate early, communicate honestly, and communicate often. Update the people. Update them before they have to ask. You can't talk enough. You can't give them enough information. Clarify expectations before they get confused. Set timelines instead of assumptions. Your clarity becomes their comfort. One of the biggest mistakes people make in business is assuming clients know what you're doing behind the scenes. Listen, they don't. And because they don't see your work, communication becomes the window that builds their confidence. Oh, that's good right there. Number 5, I think this is number 5. I don't know. Maybe it's 6, 7. I don't know which one it is, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. Show humanity and humility. People trust people, not perfection, okay? You build trust when you're professional, but you build relationships when you're personable. A client doesn't just want to know what to do. They want to know who you are. And humility creates connection. Authenticity creates trust. And I'm not saying overshare or unload your whole life story, but let people see your work ethic. Let them see your values. Let them see your gratitude. That goes a long way. Let them see your appreciation, your commitment to their success. People do business with people they like, but they stay with people they trust. Final thought, okay? Trust isn't built in one moment. It's built over many meaningful moments. It's built through consistency, honesty, communication, value, and humility. If you want to build trust with a client, remember this one sentence. It's a wisdom key. You ready? Trust is the proof of character and the pathway to influence. You read my book, 12 Traits of the Greats. If you don't have it, you need to get it. It's available on my website, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold. There's a whole chapter in there on integrity, character. When clients trust you, they follow you. When they follow you, they partner with you. When they partner with you, you don't just build a business. Now you build a legacy. All right. Oh, those were a couple of good questions. And I hope they were helpful to you. Go in the comments. Let me know how they helped you. I'd love to hear about it. Send me a message, DM me, tag me something, screenshot this. Hey, I just watched this podcast. You need to check it out. Help me get the word out there. Leave a review, tag me. I'll repost you. Whatever. Let's help people get wisdom. Don't forget, subscribe, like, follow, share, all those things. Before we close this episode, it helps more than you know. If you have a question you want me to answer in an upcoming episode, send it in. You never know. Your question might be one question that someone else needs to hear that changes someone else's life as well as it changes yours. Okay? All right. Till next time, remember this. The rest of your life will be the best of your life. See you next time.